Hello everyone, welcome back to my Instagram TV. I posted a question, a prompt kind of thing on my Instagram stories, and one of the awesome questions that I got was someone asking about having their third baby in 3 years, and do I have any advice for somebody like that? I think this is going to be blanket advice for anyone who's having a next child, okay? So whether you have one baby and you're about to have your second, especially if you're having them in close succession. So specifically for the person who's going to have 3 kids in 3 years, or 4 kids in 4 years, or 5 kids in 6 years, which is what I did. Have grace for yourself. Lower your expectations so much. In a few short weeks, you will be able to get up and function and do your thing and find your new groove and all of those things. But in those weeks postpartum, the first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, please take as long as you can. 6, 7, 8. Miriam just turned 12 weeks on Monday. I wish that I would have committed to myself that I would take full 12 weeks to, especially the first 6 weeks, to please stay off of my feet and to surround myself. Here's the other thing, to surround yourself with people who have that goal for you as well. So if you're going to get help, it's not helpful to have somebody come into your house who's a busybody who has an opinion of you sitting down and doesn't agree with it. It's important that you sit down. It's important that you rest, physically rest after having a baby. And then secondly, not just the physical rest, the emotional rest. What you just went through, having another baby, is a lot of emotions involved. You're learning how to love a new human. You are dealing with another human who is used to at least one other human who's used to all of your attention. And you're learning how to, juggle with your husband or whoever you're with, like the extra kid as well. It's a big adjustment and nobody can do that overnight. Some people can find their stride faster, but honestly, that's like the exception, not the rule. You need to give yourself grace to find your stride. Everybody's stride is going to be different. So in order to find your stride where the things that work for your family, because you got to remember, every person is different. So I'm different, my husband's different, and then every single baby we have has a different personality. They're a different human, and so they have different needs, wants, preferences, etc. And then when you throw in the dynamic of a sibling, that changes the first sibling or the first however many siblings you have. So it's really important to rest. Physically rest after having a baby. I don't care if it's your first or your 20th. You need to be resting, especially as you have more children. You need to be resting. Like, the physical thing that your body went through is very important for you to rest. What else was I going to say? I'm going to throw this up with just one take, so I'm not going to edit it. Oh, housework. Okay. There will be time to do housework later. If you're going to get help and you're the kind of person who needs things to be in order to rest, get help with those things. So what I did when I had Miriam was that I intended to stay in my room. I intentionally stayed in my bed in my room and forced myself to rest. In that time that I stayed in my room, I was sitting in my room, and after having a home birth, the entire room was just very messy. Like, there was just things set up for the home birth that we didn't use or whatever, like other people coming in and helping and setting things down on our dresser, what have you, like blankets that were in a laundry basket that got set up here or whatever it was. And it got to the point where finally I was just like, and I asked Jack and my kids, my older kids, can you please help me pick up this room? Like, I don't need to see what the rest of the house looks like. You don't have to go clean the whole house top to bottom. This room that I'm in, like snacks being brought into me, and then the kids eating the snacks in the room with me, and there was like food all over the floor and stuff. And I'm like, okay, this room, I need it vacuumed. Like, I need it clean to the point where it can be vacuumed, and then vacuumed spotless, like clean lines. That's what I need. Dusted, like the room I'm in, I need it to look like that. So staying in that one room really helped the expectation of the whole house being clean, because I was only in that one room. And then just being very clear with my husband, like, hey, in order for my mind to like sit here and relax and forget about the rest of the house, I need just this space that I'm looking at to be like that. And that was really helpful. So also surrounding yourself by people who understand the physical thing you went through and the emotional thing you went through, and that you need to bond with your baby, and then you need to take that time to bond with all of the children all together. So you need a significant amount of time to not only bond with your new baby and get all that oxytocin you can of holding a new baby and all of that experience, but you also need to take that same amount of time and adjust your older children, whether they are 1, 2, 3, 7, however old they are, especially those younger kids. They don't understand, and you can't explain things to them, to like bring in the whole family huddle and spend that one-on-one time. Like, still be looking them in the eyes, still hugging them, still kissing them. You need all of your energy focused on your little humans at that point. And so it's so important that you sit down. You can't be bustling around the house, cleaning and stuff, and taking the time to focus on those kids, because the priority, you need to make priorities the priority. You need to make first things first. It seems so simple, but the most important things are your humans, your small humans that you have. And especially having 3 kids in 3 years, you need to focus on your little humans. They're just little humans. And one of the mistakes that I made was my oldest, is this not the oldest child play? Like, give me a thumbs up or a comment if this is the oldest child play, I'm sure. But when you have other children, it's like that oldest child is just expected to suddenly grow up and do better, and like there's like less patience for their typical normal antics that a 3-year-old would do, because you so desperately need them to not do it because you're dealing with a newborn. You know what I mean? You gotta let go of those expectations. You gotta let your 3-year-old stay 3, let your 2-year-old stay 2, and deal with your baby. However age they are, they have to go through the age seasons just like everybody else, and they don't skip just because you had other babies. So those are my thoughts. That's my advice. Stay on your butt, focus on your babies, recruit help to ensure that you stay on your butt and focus on your babies. And as far as things like food goes, I mean, who cares if you eat muffins every single day for a few weeks? Fruit, muffins, there you go. Now you've had it. Scrambled eggs. Keep it simple. Keep it less complicated. These few weeks in the matter of a lifetime won't matter as far as nutrition goes, as far as the house cleaning goes, but it will have a great impact on the rest of your life, psychologically, emotionally, and physically, if you do not rest. So the important thing is that you rest emotionally, you rest physically, you let yourself process, you let yourself adapt, and give yourself grace. Not everybody does it at the same speed, and you need to do it at your speed. You are different than everyone else, so do it at your speed. Not everyone else's speed, not what society tells you to do, at your speed. Lord willing, you have the ability to stay at home and to rest at that time. If you don't, if you have to go back to work, I would say go back to work, do what you have to do there, and then come home and focus on resting when you're at home. So like compartmentalize if you can. Still make it a priority to do everything you can to get your brain where it needs to be, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all those things, when like not as fast as you can, on its own time. And it's important that you do it on its own time and go through the process and not rush it for anybody else's timeline. So those are my tips for having little kids close together in that immediate postpartum. Seriously, 12 weeks goes by very fast, but also very slow. Like, I can't believe it's been 12 weeks. And at the same time, wow, a lot has happened in 12 weeks. So the housework is still going to be there. And if you can, get help. Ask for help. Be specific. Could you please come over and clean this bathroom for me? I need it scrubbed out. It would take somebody 20 minutes to clean your bathroom out. Okay, great. I'd love some tangible way I could help. If somebody called me and said, Allison, I just had a baby. I'm losing my mind. Is there any way you could come over and scrub my kitchen for me? Like, it's bugging me. I can't even calm down. Like, you wouldn't even have to explain it. I would be like, okay, sure. I'll do whatever I can to come over. I'll bring the cleaning supplies. I'll do what I can. I'm coming. I'm going to clean your kitchen, and then I'm going to leave. Is there anything else? Okay, great. Bye. And the thing is, each one of us has these like little things that we need. And if we vocalize just that little thing, then it'll get done, and then we can let go. And then whatever that little thing is for you, like for me, it was my master bedroom. Can we please clean the master bedroom? And then my husband cleaned it up, and he didn't have to worry about, like, I didn't need him to vacuum our stairs. I didn't need him to vacuum out the truck. But without knowing what it is that I needed, he couldn't do it. So you got to vocalize it. So anyway, hope that helps. Congratulations on your new baby.